So we're doing a small batch of Wild today. I just need to do a small batch to get me through because I'm running out of materials. I've been making these 200 batch sets. So today I get a little break. But the good news is that means you guys can kind of come along and watch me make this. So we're working on a much smaller scale, but we still have to scoop out of these really big containers. So I need my palm oil first. Oh, I forgot my scale. 1 second. That would be helpful. All right, so I'm going to zero out my scale and we'll get the palm oil going. I'm just using this glove here for traction with my spoon because it always hurts my hand when I'm scooping this. Okay, so 3 pounds, 7 ounces. You can watch me do this. I usually do this as a batch. When I'm doing larger loads, I just kind of get all this done all at one time so that I don't have to mess with it each time. That's part of scaling a soap business, is getting everything done in batches and prepping it beforehand. So I'm just kind of doing it the long way right now so that you can watch all of it. And because it's a smaller batch as well. We're getting there. This is one thing that makes soaping a little bit more manual labor, is all of this you don't realize. And I actually back from the gym, so I guess this is kind of like a double whammy, but all good. I guess going to the gym helps me be able to scoop all of the oils. Put the palm oil in, and then I'm going to go to the coconut oil, and I use the same amounts. Now I'm not giving out an actual recipe with this particular video because I've actually developed a recipe that I can share. I created an ebook that's, I think it's like, I keep improving it, but I don't know, it's like 25 pages, something like that. And it comes with 2 videos where I actually am working through a recipe that's not necessarily my recipe, because I'm not going to just give away my soap recipe, even though I'm sure somebody could figure it out at some point. But I've kind of, gotten mine to kind of contain all the properties that I love in a soap. So I'm not going to be giving mine away. However, I'm giving one away that is super, super close to it. And I shouldn't say giving away. It's in the ebook and it's in the videos. And I actually ended up putting it on Etsy. So I'll link it if you'd like to. But in the meantime, this is pretty close, right? You're going to watch me doing all of this. Okay, so now I'm ready to zero this out and get to my coconut oil. So we start with our hard oils, and then I'll add in the liquid oils. I'm gonna actually grab my knife to kind of chop this up a bit. The coconut obviously is a little bit harder than the palm. Are faster ways to do this, but I'm not gonna start hauling buckets around and dumping while I'm trying to film it. I'm just trying to show you what this looks like. The good thing about coconut oil is you can get like some good chunks, big chunks, and it goes a little bit faster, but I need to kind of cut through to get those. I'm pretty much at the bottom of this big container and getting there for my palm oil as well. So I can't believe I've gone through all of my oils already, and it's only mid-February. It's really hard to like try to look decent when you're making soap, so I figured you can just see me kind of struggling over this, and fresh from the gym. My hair looks great. I have no makeup on. You're just seeing what it looks like. I don't put on makeup and get all dressed up to make soap in my studio. In fact, I want to be in my clothes that I don't care about because I'm constantly getting oils on myself. if I spill stuff on me, I just don't want to worry about it. I'm certainly not going to do my hair and makeup down here because as soon as I'm done making soap, I'll end up taking a shower just to kind of get all of that off. When you're working with lye, you just kind of feel like you need to shower off when you're finished. Okay, so I've got all of my hard oils. Now I'm going to put these big buckets aside. The hard work is done, thank goodness, and we're going to do the others. All right, next comes olive oil. This is my pumice olive oil. And there's no fast way to do this one. There just is not. At least not in these containers. So I'll probably speed this part up. We've got the olive oil done. I'm gonna zero out the scale again and put in my castor. Castor oil seems to go really quickly, especially when you're doing a small batch, because it's such a thick, kind of gooey oil. I love castor oil. So I gotta pay attention. Very easy to go over. Almost there. This gives it like the bubble factor. The soap loves the castor oil. Then I'm gonna put this on the stove and let it melt, and I'll be right back. We'll do the lye water. That's what I've always used distilled. I use distilled for my soap. I use it for my creams, for everything. It's a safe way to go. Just do that. All right, so I'm gonna put my water in first. Always start with the water. Always, always. We never add water to lye. We always add lye to the water. And you want to use kind of a lot of the time I use a big stainless steel pot when I'm doing my lye water for my big batches, but I just use this kind of a container when I'm doing a small batch. You just want something very heavy and plastic, or metal that's not aluminum, like stainless steel. If anything you're using that's metal, just go with stainless steel. I use these containers from Essential Depot, and eventually I'm going to have to start using like a big container that I scoop out of. I just don't like the idea of doing that yet, so I don't know. I just go through an awful lot of these, but I would suggest if you're getting lye, if you're just starting out soaping, I have a membership with these guys, so I order so frequently that I get a discount, and I just pay a monthly membership in order to get this at a bit of a discount. But I would just go to like Bulk Apothecary maybe if you're starting, and get their lye. I think that'll work great for you. All right, so when we do the lye, I have a fan, a big vent fan that sucks everything out of my studio. So you want to have a window open. You want to be in a well-ventilated area. If you're in a garage or something like that, you can open the door. I know a lot of people soap in their kitchen. I just don't really promote that much unless you're home by yourself and you can really vent it out, and there's no chance anybody's around that can like get their hands in it, little hands, animals, anything. You know, obviously I'm in my studio. You can hear my fan, sorry. You want to just make sure that the lye water is set aside somewhere where there's just no chance that anybody can touch it, because lye is a caustic substance and it will burn, and that's no fun. You have to be really careful with it. All right. So I don't have my goggles on right now. You should also be wearing goggles. I'll put my goggles on in just a moment, but I don't want to stare at you with my goggles. So give me a second. I'm going to do that, and then we're going to pour the lye. Make sure you stop and stir also. Stop and stir, stop and stir, stop and stir. Lye is now safely put aside, and I am back to just talk to you. I'm going to let this cool. Okay, so you want to let this cool a rule of thumb, I think, is between like 115 and 130 degrees Fahrenheit is a good temperature to cool your lye water solution and your oils before you combine them to make soap. I like to go a little bit cooler than that sometimes. So, you know, I sometimes I'll go from like 100 to 110 around there, especially if I'm doing some kind of designs. Now, wild, there's nothing wild as far as designs about wild. It's going to be a plain kind of a bright green soap. So I do want to still work a little bit cool, but I'm not that concerned about getting it like all the way down. Okay, so I'm gonna let these cool and then I will be back with you guys to make the rest of the soap. All right guys, so our oils are all melted and cooled and the lye water is now sufficiently cooled. So we are going to make some soap. Now, remember how we added the lye to the water to make our lye water solution? Well, we do the same thing when we combine the soap oils and the lye solution. So we have our melted oils in here, our semi-cooled lye water solution. So I'm adding the lye water solution to the oils. It always goes this way. Put that in there. And then, so I'm gonna go with my wand mixer now and I'm going to mix this up until it reaches a light trace. So for a light trace, what we want is to be able to drag the spatula across the top of the batter and have it leave kind of a light line. So you can see the oils right here. I also have added my goat milk. I'm not going over how I do the goat milk in this one. This is something that you can find in the link to the tutorial below on Etsy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up. It has reached a light trace, and basically it, if I drag my spatula, I'm just gonna put this down this way so I don't have to mess with it. If I drag the spatula across the top, I kind of have a nice light glare coming down, so it helps me to see it a little bit better. But that's what we're looking for, is just kind of a light line that we can still see after we drag it across. Is sugar, citrus, and mountain green. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some color, and I'm using the neon bright green Crafter's Choice. And then I'm also using a sugared citrus and mountain greens. It smells like the volcano candle from Anthropology. All right, so I don't want it to be too green, so we're gonna go with that for right now. And I'm also going to add in my fragrance. All right, so I'm gonna stir first. And sorry, my camera setup isn't the best here. Filming on my phone and my tripod's not quite holding up these days, so I've got to get a new one. So kind of got you propped. But I'm gonna go ahead and mix this. It smells amazing, and then I'll tilt the pot so you can see what it looks like. All right, that's better. Take a break and stir it with the spatula as well. So again, I'm going for kind of a bright green, but not too bright. The color is starting to look great. I might want just a tiny bit more color. All right, so it's looking good. I'm going to finish up by just using my spatula, and then I will show you what it looks like going into the mold. So we're going to go ahead and pour this soap in. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and scrape it out. Color is really nice. It's almost like a chartreuse, I guess it would be. Anyway, I love the color of Wild, and this is certainly not going to give me enough of what I need. It's going to make 4 long loaves, or about 50 bars, but I really need a lot more than that. However, this will at least get me started to fulfill some wholesale orders that will come in until I can make a bigger batch. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to tap the mold down. So we always want to give it a tap. Now remember, I have created a whole soap course to give you the details, kind of talk a little bit more about the science behind soaping, how saponification works, kind of the science with the lye, how it works with the water, the lye water solution and the oils, how that mixes. I'll talk a little bit about like super fatting, give you a recipe, and then there's 2 videos where you're actually watching me make a really small batch of soap in just 1 log. So if you are somebody who is interested in making soap, I actually just put it up on Etsy. It's very reasonable. I just put it up at 50% off, just to offer that because I get so many questions, and I've had so many requests to do in-person workshops. So I figured this would probably be the best way to do that. I won't be doing any in-person workshops. I really honestly don't have time, and with the amount of teaching I've done over the years in other respects, I think I just would like to do something online. And I think that it would be probably more useful. I can put more information in there and you can take your time and learn about it and give it a try. All right. So also don't forget that I am doing giveaways twice a month. So there will be another giveaway coming up. Maybe for a bar of Wild soap, maybe one of these, we'll see. So I want you to watch next week for the giveaway, the second giveaway in February. Okay, thanks so much for tuning in. It helps me a lot if you subscribe, hit the like, and leave me a comment. I'm trying to grow my channel this year, and I can do more if I have some more resources. So growing the channel will help me to do that. All right, guys, I hope you have a good week. Thanks for watching.